Yo, what is going on YouTube? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And in this video, it's finally happening. We are about to leave Ethereum mining forever. Well, at least if that is the case on September 15th. But as of recording, I think today is September 10th. And I got my final Ethereum payout. I was gonna swap everything over this morning, but like I just didn't have enough time. I had too much going on today. But nonetheless, it's a bit later in the day and I've decided that I'm just gonna swap everything over. It's over for me. I'm done. I'm moving away from Ethereum. Everything in this basement, everything that I own is moving away from Ethereum. We're just done, guys. Like, there's no point in like trying to continue mining. I mean, to be honest, like if there's a legitimate delay and they delay it, I would find that hilarious and I would come back. But ultimately, I'm pretty much done, guys. That's it. If you saw my previous video, I brought all the GPUs out and took down the grow tent and stuff, so everything's out here looking pretty. But yeah, so the coin I'm going to be moving to is Ergo. I know a lot of people knew I was going to move to Ergo because I talked about it so much, and like, no, I'm not sponsored by them. They don't give me anything and I don't give them anything. I have mined it before, and that's why I just like it and I would like to go back to it. So, you know, let's just get started, man. So before I like actually swap everything over in Hive OS, because everything here is in Hive OS, running in Hive OS, just keep that in mind. When you swap to Ergo, the temperature should be significantly cooler, and you should be obviously not putting that much heat out from your GPUs if you overclock them correctly and if you're going for efficiency. And also, I wanted you guys to take a look at the amperage on the PDU. So right now, we're using about 24 amps. This PDU is maxed out on Ethereum. So if I were to go to Ethereum Classic, it would be maxed out. If I were to go to Ravencoin, I would have to probably shut off a rig or pull out some cards. If I were to move to Conflux or Flux, same deal there. Same deal with Firo or Neoxa. Simply just because I'm capped out at power. I do have room for one more 30 amp, and I was going to put another PDU there. Obviously, coming into the merge, nobody knows what's gonna happen with these prices. Like, if stuff tanks, man, you're gonna find PDUs for cheap. You're gonna find like the 240 volt 30 amp plugs for cheap. You're gonna find like everything, GPUs, mining hardware in general is gonna be super cheap if nothing is profitable. And that's what I am preparing for. Like, I'm okay with shutting down that day, or shutting down if it comes down to that point, but I just want to move away from ETH. It's done. I'm not expecting anything. Like, honestly, I probably could get one more payout, but like, I'm just done, man. I'm just done. I want to move on from it. Like, I don't want to be scrambling that day. And yeah, man, like, I just want to get away from it. So like I said, I showed you guys the power on the PDU, the amperage, 24 amps. Let me swap everything over to Ergo, and then we'll come back here, we'll check it out, and then we'll go onto the computer, check out Hive OS, and I'll show you guys my clocks and stuff. So that's pretty much what we'll do with this video, and yeah, let's just get straight into it. So 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, as you guys can see, about 9 amps on each bank respectively, and yeah, we've shaved off about 3 amps each on each bank, so we're about 6 amps down from Ethereum. But obviously the profitability is nowhere near Ethereum. Mining Ergo, and I think as of this video, Ergo has gone down significantly in profit, just because of the amount of people that are going onto Ergo. Like, almost everybody's going onto Ergo. So I'm not gonna lie, I've mined Ergo for the past like few hours. I don't know how I feel about it. I just keep getting random power spikes, and I'm not, see, yeah, I don't know if you guys caught that on camera, but there's very random power spikes. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it dropped down to 9 amps, because I don't want it to power spike if I'm maxed out on 12 amps, right? Because it just power spiked like 3 amps or 2 amps right there. So definitely don't want to do that and, you know, go past the 80% rule. So ultimately Ergo is just, it puts me in the same position as mining like Conflux, Flux, Ravencoin, Ethereum Classic. If anything, I could just go to Ethereum Classic. I won't have any issues. So I think that what I'll do, we'll go to the computer, we'll look at all the Ergo differences in the power and whatnot, and then yeah, maybe I'll switch to Ethereum Classic. I'll probably be testing out different coins throughout the week, but ultimately just wanted to show you guys this. And yeah, everything's on Ergo, but probably gonna switch off. And yeah, let's go to the computer. Alright guys, we're back at the computer, and just before I talk about anything, for full transparency, I moved my entire farm to Ethereum Classic because I was having such a headache with Ergo. And obviously you saw the power spikes, whatever, right? I don't really know why that happens. If you do know, comment that below, but I did see someone talking about it. I totally forget what it was, but it wasn't the biggest deal breaker for me. However, when I switched the entire farm to Ergo and started overclocking, this is where a majority of my problems came. As you guys can see, I pulled up screenshots. I took screenshots of everything while I got it stable. But as you guys can see, this rig was on Ethereum. And you can see like the power consumption. You can see all the overclocks. Like there was no issues with that. However, that same rig on Ergo. So you can see right here, this RTX 3070 is doing about 153 mega hash. At about 100 watts, you know, these are the overclocks. You know, pretty good, right? You come down to, and keep in mind it has Samsung memory. You come down to this 3070 down here that has Samsung memory. I tried putting the same overclocks. It was doing about 120 mega hash. I put an absolute core clock on it, and it got up to 128 mega hash. Still at 100 watts, but like, I don't know why. None of these, like all of these cards respond very, very differently. Like the 3060 Ti's that have the Hynix memory, they're very finicky. They kept crashing the rig. Like this one has this specific overclock. I don't know why it wouldn't take 2000 memory. This RTX 3060 Ti, I had to put this overclock. Like it wouldn't go any higher as well in terms of the memory. Like I said, it was very, very finicky trying to fine tune everything to the point where I got really, really frustrated and I just had to switch the farm to ETC just because I had all the overclocks for it. And it made my life a lot easier. We can take a look at this one rig. It's my Vegeta rig. You know, you can see my 3090. You can see the memory temperatures, obviously, and the power consumption and, you know, the overclocks. Like, this rig was pretty stable. And I'll post a screenshot right here. I have had rigs go on for over 50 days now. Like, I'm someone that really doesn't touch my rigs because I fine-tune them for, you know, stability, right? I don't want to be sitting here and, like, you know, messing around with this stuff every single day. No offense. But, you know, this is my Ergo overclocks, and you can see majority of these cards were fine. The 3090 was fine. The 3080 Founders Edition and the Asus 3080, the other Founder Edition, and the For the Win 3 like really had no issues. You can see that there is a difference between the power, and for some reason this card just needs the power. But the rest of them, they were fine, pretty efficient, to be honest. And look at the memory temperatures, very nice. So this rig wasn't really giving me any issues. The 3090 did take a bit of tweaking, but obviously it's fine now. This rig right here, which is my Sanji rig, this is full of RTX 3070 For the Win 3s, 3070 Ti For the Win 3s, and they all have Micron memory. You can see the hash rates are not the same. Like this 3070 Ti is doing about 161 mega hash at 140 watts. Yes, I know the fan speeds are all at 100%. Just keep in mind it's still pretty hot down there, so I do need to keep it up there. Otherwise, it'll just the temps will just get too high. But I will turn them down when the basement gets a little bit colder. Nonetheless, you can see we're using about 100 fan, 1000 core, 2000 memory, and a 0 power limit, and it's doing about 140 watts. Okay, that's cool. Then I have to come to this card. It does about 172.5 mega hash, which is very nice. And you can see at about 135 watts, at 100 fan, 200 core, 1800 memory, and 135 power limit, right? So you can see that two of my cards, they work fine. They don't get the same hash rates, but the efficiency is there, and they kind of respond different, right? So if I had done this original overclock, which only works on this card as well, the GPU number 2, gets the same hash rate and it pulls more watts, right? Like it was such a headache trying to fine tune every single card because I had to go through every single card for some reason. I don't know why, but when I threw it back onto Ethereum Classic with my old Ethereum hash rates, no issues, right? So Ergo does require a crazy amount of fine tuning. I don't know for anybody else, but at least for my case, obviously, as you guys know, I wasn't fortunate enough to get the exact same cards, a lot of the exact same models, makes, and whatnot. All of my cards are mostly different, but even the cards that are the same, they still act very different from each other. So it just goes to show you, if you do switch,
you may run into something like this, right? Maybe not if you don't have a lot of cards, like, you know, obviously it's not a big deal, but, you know, having almost like 40, 50 cards, like it becomes tedious, and it becomes like a really annoying thing to do. And it is what it is, right? But like, I just wanted to show you guys that, because not a lot of people talk about this when switching to Ergo. Everyone likes to hype it up because of the efficient algorithm. Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. It's definitely really appreciated if the profitability is good, right? And it keeps your cards cool. But, you know, the power spiking, you know, the the GPUs that need the fine tuning. There's a lot of work that's required to switch to Ergo, right? People don't talk about is, I originally made this video on September 10th. I had a few things to do the past few days, but obviously I'm catching up right now. But read this right here, what it says on the Ergo pool for the 2Miners website. Block maturation requires 720 new blocks in the network, approximately a day. What that means is you're not going to get paid right away when it comes to 2Miners. I can't speak for any other pool. I don't know, to be honest with you. But I started on the 10th, and I did not get a payout on 2Miners until September 12th, right? So another thing is, you're not going to get paid instantly like Ethereum. Not a deal breaker to me. And like, just keep in mind all these things I'm saying, like, it's not me like hating on Ergo, or like, you know, just trying to roast Ergo. These are the things that are not talked about, and obviously I want to share them with you guys. And, you know, these are the expectations you should have. Like, honestly, you may even have an easier time than me. You may not have to go through that overclocking nonsense, and then obviously you may not even care about the power spiking if you're careful and you're properly monitoring it, right? Like, it may not be a big deal in certain instances, but like, I figured I would just show you guys, just be fully transparent about it, because nobody talks about this. Maybe they do, I don't know, but from what I've seen, like, people don't really bring these things up. And like I said, not a big deal. I don't really care about getting paid 2 days later. It's not the biggest deal breaker to me, and like, all those other issues are not like deal breakers to me. But I did switch the farm to Ethereum Classic for now, just to give me time to figure out what I want to do and what can I do on Ergo for now. But yeah, anyways, take a look at what to mine. And as I'm recording this video on the 13th, where I'm finishing it up, Ethereum Classic and Ergo are right at the bottom. I'm sorry, guys. I just find that hilarious when I just switch. Like, everything just tanks. Obviously, a lot of people are swapping to these two algorithms, but when I did do Ergo for that first few days, like, I was getting about like 8 Ergo a day. Now it dropped to 5.8. Ethereum Classic was about at like 0.9. Now it's at 0.6. Like, it's looking kind of bad, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I might try out Flux. I probably will have to shut off a rig to try out Flux. You know, I could probably try out Conflux as well, like Ravencoin. Ravencoin is actually doing surprisingly well for profitability, which is pretty good. But so is Neoxa. But ultimately, nothing is like comparing to Ethereum, right? So yeah, definitely an interesting switch. I will try to switch back to Ergo. Like, I just need some more time to research and just test out every single card individually, see what I can go. And here's the thing, I also wanted to mention, the reason why I'm having so many issues is because I am also going for efficiency. I noticed that when you just throw a bunch of power at these cards for Ergo, they work fine, right? But me personally, I'm trying to go for efficiency. And like I said, some cards respawn fine, some cards don't. Ultimately, like, power could be the solution, but I think that's a terrible solution. And, you know, some cards just don't want to overclock on that algorithm. I don't know why. I find that very weird. You know, that one Samsung memory card is having an amazing time and the other one is just like struggling. But then when you swap both of those cards to Ethereum, they're completely fine. But at the end of the day, like everybody says, they're all of these cards are different from each other. They're not really the exact replica. So, you know, it is what it is. But I thought I would just show that to you guys, like I said, just to be fully transparent about it and give you guys some information. But yes, the farm is away from Ethereum for good. And like I said, I probably will go back to Ergo. And I'll just have to figure out some things, and that's pretty much it, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and got some like useful information about it. Obviously, I will look into the power spiking and see why it occurs, and maybe post it in the comments and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much the video, guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out, guys. Peace.